What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the vlog. Today we're doing a little side quest, something a little off topic. Something hit me recently and I really wanted to go ahead and talk to you guys about it. It's something that I didn't really expect, but it's pretty cool. Let me set this down here. And in terms of the last video, today's side quest is following up on that. I did months ago, maybe over a year ago, on how I got introduced to these little pins. Little did I know how much it would change everything. In terms of relationships, education, true, I was correct earlier mentioning how much it will drain my bank account. The biggest thing I didn't realize is how it would affect me and actually make me a better car enthusiast. So a little backstory is that I'm from the Caribbean. We get a lot of roll-on, roll-off cars, JDM cars, that people don't want to do the shack in, inspected, brought up to spec and stuff. So they export them. They export them to a number of countries all over the world. Trinidad and the islands is one of them. I grew up around my cousins and stuff that had JDM cars, and I just grew up with a love for them. Fast forward a number of years, came to Tennessee. This like in 2000. Fast and Furious hasn't come out yet. Music City Central for country music. Drag racing was something big. Nobody liked turbos. It was supercharged everything. So it was different. It was a culture shock. But I always entailed being in Tennessee, landlocked, not on the west side, not on the east side. Didn't really have any shows around, big crews that ran around with JDM cars. I always still loved the cars and did it my own way. But throughout the years, as things progressed, JDM cars, Fast and Furious is out now, years pass. It's a big thing. California is huge car enthusiast lifestyle. Even on the east side, we have all these shows up and down the coast, big, huge car enthusiasts, communities and stuff like that. I'm here still in Tennessee, just chilling with some local guys. Although I love cars and I truly thought that I was a car enthusiast, these Leen custom pins exposed me to a whole other level of loving cars. So before I get into the whole how these Leen custom pins made me a better car enthusiast, let's go ahead, let me show you how far I've gotten into this big old rabbit hole, why I've gotten this rabbit hole, and just some examples of what Leen custom pins are. The last time we had a video about this, when I first got into this hobby, I started with a single board, and that board was probably like half full with a various mixture of cars. And since then, I've kind of expanded my collection some, and I've gone by year and by different chassis all the way up to the R35. So we started with the S30 and we've kind of all the way to the R35s. We do have some miscellaneous subculture vans I've picked up and trucks here and there. And we have some grails. We also got some wall art that I made and printed myself. I'll get to that. And we have this cool little Fast and Furious homage poster that I put together with some prints and some pins. Now let's kind of dive in a little deeper, kind of touching base on the last video of why I fell in love with these pins. For instance, one of the most complicated pins that I love is this enamel Z pin right here. Do you see those colors? Try and get out the light. Look at the detail on some of those pins. Look at the one on this Formula Drift pin here. How cool that is. That's what kind of brought me to the hobby. Some of these are based off of Hot Wheels, some of them based off of real cars. We have another real example. We all know this one, JDM Legends truck. That's pretty cool. Another cool subculture, the donut cars, high-low cars. Look how awesome that is. Look how detailed. We have some that are hard enamel, some that's soft enamel. We have some George K's cars over here throughout the different generations. And we also have our friend Frostberg. We have another yellow Z, a blue Z. We have these two that are John Zabal. So cool. He initially did this red one And look how detailed that is. Look how beautiful that looks. And then we have a limited edition of the black one we have here. So that's so awesome. Pins based on real cars. Look at this one here. It's kind of backhanded. We all know this Z31 that was at SEMA, I think 2 years ago, that had the NA-RB. That's the engine right there. Engine pin to match the car pin. And that's the car right there. I kind of have it in a tow truck because he had engine problems. So we kind of towing him. And, you know, he's got to get it fixed. Another cool subculture, I don't know if subculture is the best way to say it, but another cool cultural car is that you guys, the OGs that love this channel, watch the channel a long time, know that I love kite trucks. The coolest kite truck out there is the Hoonigan build with the, is it 13B? I think it was a 13B, but it was a rotary engine. How sick is that? My favorite JDM company, Apex I, Apex E, Potato. It's just so cool. So different subcultures. Famous cars, not so famous cars. We have up here the Altamaniac. Then we have, oh, I forgot this GTR's name. Oh, he's gonna be mad at me. But speaking about he's gonna be mad at me, that's the other cool thing is that I found these pins first, not knowing a lick about the cars, and I've met the people behind it. I've met the subcultures behind it, the people that follow them, the people that help build them and support them. We have this very early pin, one of 50. Have a gold pin. We have a Hako. We've got this sweet Lonely Driver Club pin, early pin. All these are LDC pins, except this guy. Look at the color in this pin here. Got the Falcon R35. Even have the Neochrome R35. This one here is the actual first yellow pin I ever got. Paired with the blue one for the Australia release. We got some calsonic action up in here. And a seafoam. Oh, this is based off a real guy's car. Got some old sedans, some cool wagons, and some more Hakos. Lonely Driver, that's his uncle's car, and that's his favorite pin. We have so many drift cars in here. We got some Bazookas or Bazokos, I don't know how you will pronounce it. All Nissans. That's so cool, man, so cool. And then this Mines that just recently come out. All R32 from Initial D, and so on and so on. There's so many different builds, so many different cars on this wall. Yeah, it's kind of heavily weighted towards Nissan. You know me, I love my stuff. And then we just have some occult stuff, like not occult stuff, but miscellaneous things like Leen's L's. Inside there, he has some of his script pins. He's brought out these drivers this year. He has his mascot. And I just have some other ones here with some unpunched cards. Some extras and duplicates. Some stuff people haven't seen before. Another stuff so nobody has seen before. These L's, by the way, I guess it's a whole other story. As you can see, we have all our cards. A lot of hobbyists, they just display like this. With just the cars, no cards, nothing. But I love the card so much, it tells a story, an accompanying story with the pin. So I truly love to display these pins with their cards. And one thing you would notice with some of them, especially like in this Grail case, I put this together, I 3D printed that, designed and 3D printed that only Grails. The first thing I ever 3D printed for myself, because I wanted to display some of these pins that I got without punching the card. If you look, this is an unpunched card. This also is an R35 240Z. I know it's an S30. I just can't remember it's a 240Z, but it's an S30. So R35 powered S30. The guy's in Australia and he drifts this car. He drifts this beautiful car. Like you see the picture in the background. But I did not want to punch this. Normally, like some of these here, the cards are punched. That's how they're in. They're punched the card and then stuck into the foam board. I didn't want to punch these Primo cards. So I came up with these inserts. These little plastic inserts that you pin the pin to, and then you would slide it into the middle where normally the card would slide into. So now we have our Primo cards without getting punched, and we have this cool floating insert to hold our pins. Well, this one is a low variety. And then in here, I printed it with a translucent plastic. So some of them, you could see it when you really pay attention, but when you look at it, you can't really see it that well from afar. So all this is like, oh, that's plastic I printed. I'm printing some right now for an order from my Etsy store. And that started a whole rabbit hole. I started printing these for myself to display, have my own display set up, and a lot of the guys in the hobby saw them, loved them, and they started asking, so I started printing for them. And then it got so popular, I had to put on Etsy to make orders because I was just losing track. Along the way, I started designing a whole bunch of other things for me. One thing I did was these L's. These are his logo. I printed it for me and I put it on the wall. But once again, everybody started wanting one. And I told them I couldn't because it's not my logo and I couldn't reproduce them to put them out. And they keep bugging me, so I eventually asked the creator of Leen Customs, Hans, there is demand for these things, I did it for myself, can I have the permission to make these public and put them out? And the first thing he wanted to ensure was that I didn't take advantage of his community, and that was awesome. He understood the need and understand the demand and was totally fine with it, as long as I didn't take advantage of his guys. They've been printing pretty busy, not constantly, but pretty busy doing it. It's a little pocket change to help put back into the hobby. But some of the cool things is what I've recently designed is these little flat inserts. They come whole with nothing in there. And as you collect, you pop out the piece to fill in. So like recently, I just had these two. They're kind of countersunk, and I popped out that corner and put the green one in. And you can see in this one here, I need to get the gold mascot, and I'll just press out. And it's easy as a peel off. It just peels off, and you put your pin in there. So the biggest thing is the community. They're the ones that drive me every day to try new things, build new things. Some of the stuff I just don't put out there. I also have a bunch in here. Oh my goodness. So we have a bunch of extra stuff in here. Just tons of different things. All kind of different ones. The Nissan ones are displayed. I do have some ones here that I bought to trade. We got some Christmas pins. We got some cards. We got some duplicates. We got some triplicates or whatever you want to call it. We have all kind of stuff. We have some more yellow Z's. Man, we just have so much. We have some older Grails and Toyota. It just grows. It just grows. These are cool. These are blueprints. So it is every manufacturer. I just mostly collect the Nissans. Here's an old open edition for Hunt and Company. E30, I love E30s. So yeah, this was like all just thrown in here, just overflowing until I decided to spend like 24 hours and print this organizer. That's hidden in there. And I would say that's pretty much how my collection has blown up, how my life has changed, honestly, because now I'm designing and modeling stuff for this hobby. And that brings to the fact of how this has made me a better car enthusiast. Like I said, I've always been into cars, always liked cars, but how the heck, you asking, a pin is making me a better car enthusiast? And I did allude to it early in the video. Remember when I was going through all the sections and talking about this car from this build, and that car from this group of people, and this car that's here, and that car is there? Little old Tennessee, I'm not exposed to those things. I didn't know half of these builds existed. Yes, I show one or two of them from Instagram, and that's cool. But the majority of these builds, I had absolutely no... It was just not in my world. And that's what's cool about it. Because these pins made me aware of all these builders, all these shops, and all these cool builds. And because of that, my car enthusiasm went up a notch. And years before, I really didn't have the drive to go to a show or whatever. Last year, I went to Z Nationals. Never wanted to make that trip. A month or two ago, I went to FD Atlanta. My first FD, the 20th anniversary of FD. 20 years FD's been going on, and I love cars, love drifting, but never wanted to go to the event. But since I've been collecting these pins, collecting these drift cars and stuff like that, it gave me the drive to go want to see these cars in person, see the event in person. So how crazy is that? Well, that order's done. Now I just gotta box it up, mail it out, and somebody's happy is gonna be displaying their pins without punching their cards. It's pretty cool. I'm very happy that I'm able to help other hobbyists enjoy their prized possessions on a different level. You know, it's pretty cool. That's how Leen Custom Pins started one of these yellow guys, because Nissan used my Z, my factory S30, to display on August 17, 2021. I was up there. My Z was up there. I got a few of these. Slippery slope. And guys, to the OGs that stuck around, that watch every video, thank you very much for coming by, watching this vlog, this side trip. To you guys that just casually watching the Leen cult, thank you for stopping by and watching this video. Please go ahead and subscribe. And then the guys that just got taken in by the whole thing, welcome to the channel. Until next time, guys, I do appreciate you all a whole lot. Please like, please subscribe. It truly helps the channel. I'm trying to get it to grow. Don't forget, check out some of my mic'd up videos. It's pretty cool. Sounds beautifully, some turbo noise with some angry engines out there. But until next time, guys, y'all take it easy. This is Kevan from Third Pedal Media, and y'all have a good one. Very old cool Hako, man. Look at that thing. Had this sweet card from 2018. Primo card. Beautiful, no creases, no nothing, unpunched card. This is gonna go with my Hako from back then. This Hako is 1 of 50. This Hot Wheels one was for the Hot Wheels convention in Japan a couple years ago. Only 150 of these, but what made this so desirable is that